Welcome back, guys. This is Tough Choice. I am your host, Kazeem Rahman, on the hot seat today. This is his first time on the podcast.
I've never been out of the village before.
This is his first time in Ignorant Studios, ladies and gentlemen. John Liu, how you doing, John?
Doing great. Super
Thanks
happy
for doing
to be
this.
here. Yeah,
this is a long time coming.
Oh my goodness.
Right? I'm saying long time coming. You asked me like 2 weeks ago. It's not, it's not, listen, sometimes people don't understand how I do this podcast. You said, hey, I would love to be in a podcast. And I said, when are you free? I do not have a long list of people. I usually message people on Sunday to figure out when they're free during the week. So yeah, you're here. We're having fun. John, are you ready for this?
Absolutely.
Guys, you know how we do it here. We don't really waste any time. The game is Tough Choice. You must pick between the two choices. You must explain yourself. You get one pass, you get one pause. And at the end, of course, we have our final choice.
Let it begin. Let it begin.
Now, John, it's time for our constant choice.
Constant.
Everyone in the month gets the same first question. John, you are the first guest of the month of June. You are setting the standard for the rest of the month.
All right. Let's go.
So, John Liu, would you rather relive your life as Marilyn Monroe or live with someone who only gets baths from their cat? Now, you are married. I am married.
Yes.
Your wife is getting baths from your cat, a cat. You don't have pets, but in this hypothetical situation,
that would be a cat.
Or you relive your life as phenomenon Marilyn Monroe.
Part of me thought about it for a moment because part of me is like, oh, I get to be a glamorous movie star, right? I'm assuming I get to live it. Am I reliving Marilyn Monroe's life exactly, or am I living my life except I'm Marilyn Monroe?
I never thought about that.
Because quite frankly, Marilyn Monroe died young.
She died when she was like in her 20s.
Yeah, something like that. Because that's not much of a life. And some people are like, oh, fame, fortune, to be beautiful. But we're seeing all these biopics coming up now that her life was not easy. It was rough coming up. And then again, she died so young.
Yeah.
So I'm not really appealed by that. Doesn't really appeal to me at all.
Ah, interesting. Hold on one second.
Yeah, for sure.
When did Marilyn Monroe die?
Marilyn Monroe died on August 4th, 1962.
Do that again. How old was Marilyn Monroe when she died?
She was 36 years old when she died in 1962.
Damn.
36? No, that's not.
36 is not a long time.
No, I mean,
relive your life as Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, so let's tweak that a little, because for me it's too easy to say I don't want to die at 36.
Yeah,
you know, for whatever it is, for whatever glamour, it's not worth it. But if I had to live life now as Marilyn Monroe, a blonde, famous, attractive actress, yeah, the industry has changed, so maybe that's a little more appealing. But on the other hand,
Maybe, but not really.
No,
not really. Has the industry changed that much?
No, you're right.
You're not. If you're a blonde, attractive phenomenon actress, if anything, it's even more intrusive. At least Marilyn Monroe could. Marilyn Monroe was banging the president.
This is true. And social media wasn't everywhere.
Social media wasn't everywhere. Everyone kind of knew that time, but no one knew. We just saw her singing Happy Birthday and being like, oh, she's just being a flirt. And then he died, she died. And then they were like, oh, you guys know they were banging each other, right? And you're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that.
And now it'd be like, duh.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, if some woman came to my birthday party, popped out of a cake and sang like that, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd just be dead.
We'd both die.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Your wife would kill
everyone at that party.
Everyone else. She would be asking questions. Who knew?
Right.
And if you knew, you're gonna die.
Right.
And a discussion.
Right.
But yeah, so I wouldn't want to relive my life as Marilyn Monroe. No. At the same time, how annoying would it be if the person you're living with is getting baths from their cat? Not in the toilet, by the way.
No, just I'm assuming
cats give baths whenever they want to give baths.
Yeah, I assume you mean cat licking down.
Yes.
And I feel like, first of all, what
a regular sized cat.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say
regular sized cat, not a lion, not like a large cat. A regular sized cat, which means it's gonna take a couple hours.
Okay, and here's my follow-up question to that.
Okay,
how does the sanitation go? Is this a special cat that has antibacterial saliva?
No,
or soap? It's just a regular ass cat.
A regular ass cat.
literally at this point, because cats do lick their own balls.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Regular ass cats.
Yeah. I think I
Regular.
Okay, that's okay. So because initially I was gonna say cat because I don't want to die at 36.
Of course not.
But if I'm living now, if I get to live my entire life as Marilyn Monroe, that's a little harder.
It says relive your life. And by the way, we'll be fair.
Yeah.
Relive your life as Marilyn Monroe. You're not dying at 36.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm just
it's
Marilyn
still
Monroe,
your life.
Yeah. So my wife
just
will have
Marilyn
to.
Monroe.
And I'm at this point, I'm thinking about my wife. I think she will be able to adjust more to me being a voluptuous blonde rather than getting licked by a cat.
No.
So that's my choice.
Hold on.
What?
You're not getting licked by a cat.
No, she's getting licked by a cat.
She's getting licked by a cat.
Yeah, I think she would prefer me to be a voluptuous blonde.
You would be able, you feel like she would be able to adapt more than you would be able to adapt in this different situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's
hard.
my thought because again, or rather,
you're a noble person. You're thinking about your wife. I'm just thinking about me. Like, what do I want?
Well, here's the thing: if my wife is getting licked by a cat to be clean, and a regular cat, not a special,
not a special cat, not a magic cat,
she's gonna smell terrible.
Yes.
After just a couple of days. Not weeks, days.
Yes.
I'm being selfish at that point.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're right.
That's where I stay.
Oh, you're not even thinking about, okay.
I'm thinking about
I wasn't
both.
thinking about, I was thinking about the annoyance of a cat. You're thinking about, is she really going to be clean? I wasn't even thinking about that.
It's both. Yeah. Because absolutely. I'm thinking, is she going to be clean? Am I going to be able to deal with that? Because I'm allergic to cats.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. But you work with cats.
Yes, I do. I volunteer with cats.
Do they know you're allergic?
Yes. I'm not like fatally allergic. I'm not gonna die.
Okay. Like you get the sniffles.
A lot.
Okay.
Like
you have to take like Benadryl and you have to shoot yourself in the thigh really quick? I don't know.
And that's the thing.
I'm being very ignorant right now. I have no idea how it works.
It's a histamine reaction, kind of like when you get a cold.
You're gonna have to explain that a little more because we are stupid here.
Okay. So there's two kinds of allergies.
Okay.
And they're both related. There's the less dramatic histamine type reaction where your body says we don't like this and you get all inflamed and this is the kind you can take Benadryl for.
Yeah. The one where your eyes get puffy and your face gets puffy.
Exactly. And then there's the anaphylactic EpiPen type where if you don't get an EpiPen, you will die.
Oh, okay.
So I am the first kind. I'm the less dramatic allergy.
So you're on the spectrum of it. It's not like, you know, your face isn't gonna puff, but it's like your eyes are gonna get irritated. You're gonna sniffle a little bit and stuff like that.
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I asked what kind of cat. I'm more allergic to long hair than short hair. So it depends. Okay. This is so it's a little bit of both. I'm thinking about my wife's comfort. Yeah. And I'm thinking about my comfort.
I don't want to live with someone that's gonna stink. So I'm gonna do the Marilyn Monroe.
Exactly.
For now. But at the same time, man, that is not. It doesn't seem like it's a life that I would want to live.
No. And again,
the life of a movie star. Not even think of it this way.
Yeah.
She was not only a movie star, she was the biggest movie star.
Fame follows you everywhere. You will be recognized.
You're going to be
everywhere.
recognized.
Right. Absolutely. But
I mean, I don't even want to act. You're just going to be, and Instagram follows you everywhere.
Yeah. We're pretty much going to be the Kim Kardashian. Whatever people say about Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, that's going to be you times 10, times 20,
So
times
do
30.
you feel mentally you can handle that? Because I don't know. I don't know I can.
I don't know if I can, but at the same time, I also know here's what I do know.
Yeah.
Cats, if you don't bathe them regularly, stink after a few days. If you don't clean them.
I like how you were like, listen, I don't give a fuck about Marilyn Monroe. Cats are horrible. All right. I don't want anything to do with that. That makes sense.
It's what I know. I know I don't want to be around a stinky cat. Yeah. And I know that my wife doesn't want to be, be that kind of stinky.
Yes.
And so it's that factor of things, things that I know, things I don't know, things that I know I don't know.
Yes.
So I know I don't want to live with someone, or I don't want to subject my wife to that kind of life of being cleaned by a cat.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I travel with bodyguards everywhere.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to be the biggest movie star, I'm going to be rich.
Yeah, that is
I'm
true.
gonna be rich.
That is true. I'm not walking around without security, and my security will be violent. They will be violent.
In
I'm
this
not
day
even
and
gonna
age, they
lie.
have to be.
I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that.
No.
You come near me, you get punched in the mouth, and it only needs to happen, in my opinion, like 4 times for everyone to understand. Oh no, his security is serious. Don't come near him.
Yeah, this isn't friendly. Hi,
Yeah.
handshakes. No.
Yeah.
I mean,
no.
to think of, I'm going to put this in a little bit of weird context. Like in Japan, that whole pop idol culture.
Yes.
Like they have to worry. They're at the point where they have
Japan, South Korea, all those. Yeah.
super security, super crazy stalkers that people like, they find out you have a boyfriend, you have to like go under, a witness protection program. I don't want, I can, that's a terrible life. Still better than getting licked by a cat.
Damn. I didn't even know that. Yeah, you are the expert. You would know. You are the resident expert on cats and animals here. All right. So yeah, that was our constant choice.
Constant.
Let us continue. Would you rather get scalded on your inner thigh with a branding iron, or always introduce yourself to people by saying, I already know you. I've been stalking you for years. Now, how long is that? Let's say for the next year.
For the next year?
For the next year, always introduce yourself to people. I already know you. I've been stalking you for years. Or just one time, get scalded on your inner thigh with a branding iron. Now, I have burned myself probably 4 or 5 times in my life. That it's like I have scars.
Right.
I couldn't handle a branding iron. I've never seen someone get branded. Well, not in real life. In the movies, of course, I've seen it, but I've heard how it works, and I don't think I could handle that.
Right.
I don't think I could handle that and want to. Yeah, I don't know. Just right now, just thinking about it,
it's not pleasant.
It doesn't seem like it's pleasant at all.
Let me ask a follow-up question, because I'm the very analytical type.
Yes, as you should.
So 1 year, I would constantly introduce myself as blah 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 blah, and I've been stalking you for years.
To new people. Okay. To new people.
All right. So
once you already know them, you're good. Right?
I feel like immediately that would be the easiest thing to do, because I'd go through the stupid introduction and then turn around once I know their names. I'd say, listen, I'm under a magical curse that says I have to do this.
God dang it.
That's one. If you want a new question, we can do this. 2, but this is the other half. The branding is permanent.
The branding is
That's
permanent.
the other thing that keeps in mind.
Inner thigh, though.
Yeah. What am I getting branded with? That's the question.
You get branded with the iron, with the branding iron.
How big is the branding iron?
How big is the branding iron? We'll say as big as you make a fist. Boom.
Okay.
We'll say, and you know what? No, we'll say that. And when you make a fist, if you punch a wall,
the full
implant. If your ink is on that full ink implant, that's how big the branding iron will be.
All right.
And it's your inner thigh.
It's my
your inner thigh does not have thicker skin.
Okay. And
everyone know, like your inner thigh is very you can, if you get cut, it's very sensitive.
And my genitals are nowhere near
your genitals. Yeah, your genitals are nowhere near the branding iron.
So here's the thing. I will still stick with my answer of introducing myself in that stupid, creepy way.
Yes.
One, like I said, I will just immediately turn around and say, all right, now that I know you, I'm under a spell. Here's the other thing. Yeah. Because the branding iron is permanent.
Do you think people are going to think you're people already think you're weird if you're saying, I already know you, I've been stalking you for years. Do you think it'd be even more weird to say, oh, by the way, I'm under a spell? Or because I'm going to do the stalking thing too. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I already know you. I've been stalking you for years. And I just start laughing.
Yeah,
and then I just continue the conversation. I wouldn't say I'm under a spell.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would, also maybe because I'm a comic and I'm already I already don't like people in general. So if you just come to me and be like, I already know you've been stalking for years. And then you'd be like, you should know. Just now the introductions are over, you should know I'm under a spell.
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good point. This is my fault. I made the assumption that the world is aware that there's magic and compelling binding things like that.
Not in this world.
And you also raise a very good point that you're a comic, you're a comedian, and I could also say, and that would be another out for me. Like, haha, just kidding. I'm a comic.
Yeah,
I make jokes, and it's weird for me because in my day job, it's very professional. Lots of corporate stuff where that would be frowned upon.
Well, that's the thing. On your day job, how many times are you meeting someone new?
if you're asking people in general, I don't know. But for me, this is where it gets weird. I meet someone new almost every day
On your job.
because I'm auditing. One, I'm auditing. Two, I'm meeting everyone from other offices.
Oh.
So I will get on a conference call with 500, with maybe 50, 100, 200, 300 people, up to 500 or so on the national call. And if they say, John, introduce yourself, I'm boned.
Well, no.
But,
Well, I will say this. Yeah, no. There's no moving around that. You're going to say, I know all of you. I've been stalking all of you for years.
But then I can turn around and immediately, like you said, I'm going to steal your answer, which is much better than my magic answer. Is I'm sorry. I've been taking lessons in comedy.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite icebreaker.
Yeah.
So just the simple permanence. And for that matter, I've got a lot of vacation time. I'm taking a sabbatical from work. You know,
yeah, you're right.
I'm all about the details and the loopholes. So
You're
I will
right.
just take that 1 year, go on vacation.
I would take the 1 year, go on vacation. I would go to like Turks and Caicos. I would go to like Barbados. I would go to a place where I've never been to Japan. I want to go to Japan one day. South Korea, I heard is pretty cool. Seoul, I heard is pretty cool. Right? I've never been to. I would travel the world.
Absolutely.
I would travel the world.
Absolutely.
You're right. All right. So I wouldn't even be needing to like explain myself. I would just travel the world. And then everyone I meet on my travels, they don't care. They think I'm just a weird American.
Right. And on top of that, here's your loophole. If the curse that you talked about is specifically in English, they're going to be like, what'd you say? And then you'll be like, oh, you'll be in Japanese.
Shout out to that. Shout out to that. I'm going to spend the time in countries that I know for a fact don't speak English. So you can't go to Turks and Caicos. You can't go to Barbados. Those are British colonies, right? So
well, you could, but you'd just be like, this is how we greet each other in America or something like that.
Oh, they're going to think you're weird. And that's fine, though. You're just a weird American.
Exactly.
You're just a weird American.
Exactly.
Perfect. All right. Would you rather have every fifth room you walk into suddenly turn into a karaoke bar, or only sleep in a giant manila envelope? Now, how important is your sleep?
Very much so. I am a bigger person. I do have sleep apnea and I'm older, so I can't sleep anywhere anymore. So it's very important. So if you talk about the giant manila envelope, once again, we're not talking about a magical manila envelope. We're talking about the same thickness of a regular manila envelope.
It's a very regular manila envelope.
Yeah. So we're not scaling the entire thing, just the surface area, not the total volume of the...
Yeah. And also, not to interrupt, but to interrupt.
Yes.
I don't know how easy I want to make this. Can you put the manila envelope on a bed?
That's
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, that defeats the spirit of the question.
But even if you could, would you want, like, it wouldn't, I don't think even putting the manila envelope on a bed would make the manila envelope better to sleep in. You're still going to be exceptionally uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because you're sleeping on weird paper.
Yeah. On cardboard. It's going to be thick enough. It's going to be the thickness of a manila envelope.
Yeah.
Here's my follow-up question for the karaoke room thing.
Yeah.
What happens when I leave the room?
Oh, you're just...
Does it go back, or did I just...
No. You're transported into a karaoke room and then you have to leave. Okay. Think of it. I'll simplify it for you. Every time you walk into every fifth room you walk into, you're suddenly in a karaoke bar that's, I'll say, 5 miles away from where 5 miles away from where you were.
Okay. And then I would have to go back to
and then you'd have to figure out, you'd have to go back.
Oh, no. Then in that case, that's easy. Manila envelope.
Really?
First of all, gas is like $4, $5, $6 a gallon.
I would Uber.
And Ubers are expensive.
Your car wouldn't be where your car is still where you put it.
I see. Okay. And Uber is still expensive.
Nah, that is.
And
dang, I never thought about that.
And it also depends on where this karaoke room is. If I'm in Beverly Hills or in Orange County, like Irvine, a karaoke room's no problem. Yeah. If I'm in like the deep banjo playing, Deliverance South, 5 miles is a long way for me to go. It's nice. I will say it's nice to be, maybe if you can plan it out. Because here's my question. Let's say I walk into my house. I walk into the house, main door, living room. Walk into the kitchen, grab a drink of water.
Okay.
2, back to the living room. 3.
Okay.
Bathroom. 4.
Okay.
Bedroom. 5.
Okay.
Then I get teleported.
We will be fair and say that when you're inside your home, it doesn't count.
I see.
When you're inside your home, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
But we are comedians.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying this about you, but I will gladly say this about me. I'm not someone who counts like that.
Yeah.
Will keep count. So sometimes I'll think I'm at 3 and I'm really at 4.
Exactly.
And it's I don't know if I can walk in this room to meet this random TV executive.
Exactly.
Right. So, or I don't know if I can walk in this room. I've done 3 rooms today.
Yeah.
Right. I need to walk in this comedy club. That's another room.
Then the green room. Then the bathroom.
Then the bathroom.
Yeah.
Damn.
No. So
I didn't even thought about that. I just thought about the comedy club. You're thinking, fuck, I have to walk in and stay exactly where I am.
Yeah. Your question in March, your constant choice in March was about having to pee every 30 minutes.
Yes.
Think about that situation. You know,
Yeah.
You're rushing to the bathroom and it turns out it's room number 5. And then you teleport to a karaoke bar. You're on stage. You're boned.
Yeah.
Manila envelope for sure.
Damn, that's going to suck.
Yeah.
Whew, that's going to suck. I will have an exceptionally soft pillow. I will have an exceptionally soft pillow. I will need to do a lot of yoga.
And wait, wouldn't you have to put the pillow underneath the manila envelope? Because the way I read the question was...
Your head is out. We'll let your head be out.
Okay, all right. Then obviously the manila
I'll have the
envelope.
exceptionally soft pillow. I will have to do a lot of yoga because I have wood floors.
Yeah.
It's not like I would have to move into some place with the shaggiest carpet. Right? Because you have to sleep on the floor in a manila envelope.
Which is funny you mentioned that. I do love this
manila.
One. Yeah, because I grew up in Manila.
Oh.
And we did a lot of time spent sleeping on the floor and, just mats.
Yeah.
So it's less of an adjustment for me.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Well, the beds in Nigeria are exceptionally hard. We do this. It's muka foam. So it's basically as hard as... a little softer than the table that you just knocked on. That's how it is.
Traditional Taiwanese beds are similar.
Yeah.
Rock hard wood planks. So manila envelope by far.
All right, we'll do manila envelope. So now it is time for our segment. Something's got to go.
Get out of here.
I'm going to say 4 things, 3 things, 2 things, in the lexicon, in the universe. And you say, what can get the fuck out of here?
Okay.
All right.
Let's
Snacks, popcorn, chips, cookies, candy.
Popcorn's got to go.
I like popcorn.
I do too, but that stuff gets in your teeth.
Do we need I'm trying to think if I need candy.
It depends on the candy. Here's the thing. I thought candy at first because cookies are sweet, right?
Yeah.
But candy, fat guy talking, huge variety of textures, huge variety of flavors and mouthfuls.
You're right.
If we're talking just lollipops, sure. But then you got taffy, caramel, chocolate.
Caramel doesn't count. Oh, caramel does count as candy. Caramel is just burnt sugar. Damn. All right. Popcorn can go. That hurts. I like, here's the sad part. I don't even eat popcorn like that.
Yeah. Well,
but I like the option.
They have puffed snacks now, which gives you a reasonable facsimile of popcorn.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same.
That's like saying, oh, we don't need popcorn. We have puffed Cheetos. No, we have Cheeto puffs. Yes, of course. I love a Cheeto puff.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
But think about how much you would lose by eliminating all candy.
Yeah, you're right.
If you're talking,
Yeah, you're right. Right? Popcorn, regular popcorn, butter popcorn, caramel corn, and kettle corn. Right? Or cheese popcorn. That's only 5. But I can Snickers, Twix, Kit Kat, Skittles, M&M's, and that's just the chocolate stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're right. We can't get rid of candy. Okay, do we need chips? We need chips.
Same thing. Chips.
But
Tons of variety.
Okay, but we need cookies. You're right. Never mind. I was gonna say, do we need cookies? In my mind, I'm like, yeah, but I want to go get a cookie like now. Like I need a cookie like right now. All right. Mosquitoes, gnats, roaches, spiders. What would you get rid of immediately?
Immediately.
All of these exist.
Okay.
If you could pick one to disappear, what can you get rid of?
Spiders have to stay. They form an important part of the ecosystem.
I did not know that. Go ahead.
Gnats can stay because they're irritating, but they don't. Yeah, for the most part, they don't bother humans. It's just a matter of kind of gross they're around.
Yeah.
Roaches and mosquitoes are the 2 things that are causing me pause because one mosquito. Roaches have an important function of eating.
Wait, time out. Roaches have a function?
Yeah, dude. They salvage stuff. They eat the debris and stuff. They clear stuff out.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, mosquitoes.
I was gonna get rid of roaches.
That was my second choice.
Yeah.
When you first said roaches,
are mosquitoes needed?
in a different way. They're prey animals. A lot of animals eat them, and two, some of them are pollinators.
What the fuck are we talking about right now? This is why we needed you here today. What? Mosquitoes? So everything's needed.
Everything's needed. It's a matter of what's replaceable. And biologists, entomologists. I always get that mixed up. People that study bugs.
If you can't pronounce the word, you pick one and we move on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
People that study insects, biologists will tell you every,
Okay, then gnats have to go?
No, gnats can stay. Again, they're also pollinators.
What has to go though?
I say what has to go between roaches and mosquitoes is mosquitoes.
Okay.
Because roaches, if you clean your stuff up and you put in the right pest control, you're good. Mosquitoes will get in no matter what you do. Mosquitoes can grow in a friggin' teaspoon of water. They bite, they irritate, they're annoying, they drain blood, they spread disease.
Wow.
Lots of diseases. Mosquitoes gotta go. I don't care.
I will say this.
Yeah.
You're right about gnats.
Yeah.
I guess spiders are needed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna believe you. I will say this.
What?
Roaches and spiders, when they enter my home, they immediately die anyway.
Exactly. It's
so
the
in
rule.
my humble opinion, right? I know they're needed, whatever. I believe you. But if they enter my home, they die.
All of
for
those.
me, well, I mean, if anything enters my home, it dies. I'm not gonna lie. If I see, so I believe you when you say mosquitoes. Mosquitoes will carry on more disease than a roach. And a roach usually doesn't. A roach usually leaves you alone.
Right.
Right? A roach is usually running away from you. I've never seen a mosquito run away from me. Right? Even when I shoo it away, it'll come back.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes are the more arrogant. Yeah, everything runs away from you except, gnats don't run away from you. They're just in their own world.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll add this. Roaches don't show up unless you screwed up, unless you don't clean, unless you didn't close the door. You screwed up. Roaches come in.
Wow.
That's my opinion. And mosquitoes, like you said, they don't care. They'll come at you.
Damn.
Mosquitoes got to go.
Damn. I never thought about this. That's very good. All right. That was the end of Something's Gotta Go.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Now it is time for our final choice. It is a marry, fuck, kill. John Liu, your three choices are Beyonce, Forever and Always. We will go old school Hollywood. We will do Meryl Streep, and we will do, I'm trying to think, who's like an old school?
Betty Page.
I have no idea who that is. Let me look up.
Audrey Hepburn?
No, she's dead.
Oh. I thought you were talking like...
Oh, no. We can do Audrey Hepburn.
No, I thought... Because the first question I was going to ask is which Meryl Streep?
Which Meryl Streep? Everyone is in their prime.
Okay.
Everyone's in their prime.
Okay.
So we'll do Beyonce. We'll do Audrey Hepburn. If you guys don't know who Audrey Hepburn is, she's a very old school actress. She was Marilyn Monroe before Marilyn Monroe. She was Marilyn Monroe without the sexified Marilyn Monroe.
Breakfast
She was just a nice little classy actress. You knew nothing about her.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe, you knew nothing about her, but they wanted to push the sexiness of Marilyn to you. So, Beyonce, Meryl Streep, Audrey Hepburn, boom. Marry, fuck, kill. What are your choices?
And of course, we're all assuming I got a pass for my wife.
Yeah, of course.
Now, Meryl Streep, Audrey Hepburn, Beyonce. I don't want to kill anybody.
Someone's got to die.
I know. We'll go the opposite direction. I feel like Mary would be either... Actually, no. Mary would probably be Meryl Streep.
Okay.
Because, first of all, she's like, just from her career, very versatile, very adaptable. I feel like she'd be a very accommodating wife and understanding. Okay. Just to be able to adapt to situation. Vast. Okay. Let's see. This is where it gets harder. Audrey Hepburn is just the definition of beauty like one of the classical, like the little black dress, the stereotype about the little black dress that you walk into, that is Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, really? She created that?
Well, no, she popularized it. Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I never seen that movie.
Oh, it's fun. It's
I barely know who Audrey Hepburn is. I know her by her face.
You've seen her, but you've seen her. She's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous. Not that Beyonce or Meryl Streep aren't, but it's a different level.
Yeah.
So, and just by process of elimination.
Oh, she died in 1993.
Yeah. She lived a long life. She was a Polish immigrant during the war, and just, long, fancy story. But I'm thinking on the level of being a good spouse, which is why I ended up with Meryl Streep.
Okay.
So I'd have to say, like basically Audrey Hepburn, but it'll be classy. It'll be a classy night. But there's that. Yeah. Yeah. And then unfortunately, just by processes of elimination.
You're killing Beyonce?
I know. Wow. It's controversial.
Wow.
It's very close. It's like I could flip a coin for any of those.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
Here's the thing. I will say this. I don't think I would marry Beyonce.
Yes.
She seems very high maintenance. She seems very stressful to deal with.
I feel like she wouldn't be high maintenance. I feel like you would just be another maid.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. High maintenance is a wrong word, but it'd be
high maintenance. But that's the thing. I don't feel like Beyonce's high maintenance only because I feel like she has a lot of servants.
Right.
So you can't be high maintenance if she's paying 30 people to do what she needs to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you might fall into one of those 30 because when was the last time you heard Jay-Z talk about a happily married life? I
don't think. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. So, I don't know. What would I do? I'm trying to think.
Yeah. What would you do? It's a little easier because
I will marry Meryl Streep because I feel like that would provide me with more connections in the industry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
I'll go ahead and kill Audrey Hepburn only because I just found out who she really was. Like I just looked at a picture of her. Like, I remember. I've seen pictures of her.
Yeah.
So if I've only seen pictures of you, I have no idea who you are. You can go ahead and die. You can.
This is true.
Yeah,
this is true.
You can just go ahead and die. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. And then I will fuck Beyonce because she's still Beyonce. You're right. I couldn't marry. I will never marry Beyonce. And usually Beyonce dies. She's lived her life. But today, Beyonce, you've been spared. Also, Beyonce, Meryl, come on the podcast. Audrey can't because she's dead.
Right.
She died when I was 4. So, it happens.
Yeah. I feel bad. I feel like I rigged that question.
Not really. You didn't rig it. You just made it make sense. The math was mathing. Guys, that is our episode. This has been Tough Choice with Kazeem Rahman. You can find me online at Kazeem Comedy. That's Kazeem Comedy. Like, share, subscribe to this podcast. We are growing and we love it. John, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Liu Gotta Be Kidding Me. Same thing on YouTube. And I'm just all over the place wherever you can find me on the comedy scene.
And you do that monthly, or do you do the show monthly or bi-weekly?
Yes, every second and fourth Saturdays in Costa Mesa under Fair Trade Comedy at the Dirty Nelly's Irish Pub.
All right. And we'll put all of that in the show notes. And if you have a tough choice question or a Mary Fuck Kill you want us to consider, email toughchoice@outlook.com. That is toughchoice@outlook.com. I've been Kazeem Rahman. This has been John Liu. You guys have been amazing. Bye.